Welcome back. This next tutorial is going to introduce you to the stroke and the fill of objects, and by that what I mean is when we have a line around a fixed object or a closed object, how do we fill in the middle of it and how do we control the thickness of the line. One thing I don't think I've showed you as well is how to delete an object. As you can see, if you click on an object, you may press the delete button and it goes. As well as that, you can also fully select an object. So you can see here I'm selecting parts of objects, but I'm only fully selecting that circle arc that I've created. So I can press delete. So if you want to delete a large amount of things, you have to fully include them by left clicking in the top corner and dragging it across, and then we can delete all those. So let's start again. We'll drop a little triangle in and we'll pop that there, and as well as that we'll make a circle somewhere up here, and we've got ourselves our circle and our triangle. Move him over just a tad on the grid point, and then what we're going to do is have a look at how do we fill these shapes, how do we change the stroke. So up here we've got line, color and fill color. All this is saying is that this is my line, the color of my line I can make whatever of these basic colors, or you can have some custom colors as well. So you'll see hopefully now that I've got myself a circle with an orange line and a triangle with a nice bright green line. So that's how we change the line, so you can have a look at that. Now you can also change the thickness of your line. They only usually give you two sort of thicknesses, fine and thick, which are very helpful usually, but you can also change the thickness of it if you want. But you can see how that changes the look of it there if I click on fine or thick. So sometimes that's also important. Now you can also change your type of line, so you can see here it'll make a bit of a dotted look, and it's also in orange. So we have an orange dotted circle, a green triangle as well. Now the fill of an object, exactly the same. You've got your fill over here, which will tell us about the type or our color. So I might pick a nice manly pink color, and then for some reason it's told me that that's not working. Now the reason why that's not working is what we need to do first is go into our fill, and it's set as a default on no fill. So I actually need to go into solid. You can actually play with this and have a bit of a gradient or a texture or a pattern that you can put in from an image, but a lot of the time you just want a solid fill. So I press apply, okay, it's going to change it to black, but then I want to go back in and choose that pink color. So I now should have a pink circle, and it's hard to see, but there is actually a faint orange sort of outside on that. If I want to make that more visible, I then go into my line and I actually choose thick. So hopefully you'll be able to see that now that I've got my orange around the outside. So same again, if I want to do a fill over here, firstly I need to choose solid. I can choose the color here, or I can choose it in that other menu, and I can click on the blue color, okay, apply, okay, and it's changed that there. So that's how we do what we call our line, which another name for line is stroke a lot of the times in graphic programs. And as well as that, you got your fill and your color, of your line, and then you've got your fill over here and your color of your fill and what it looks like. So whether it's textured or just completely solid filled, or there is no fill. So that's just the basics. In terms of what does that look like when you're using the laser cutter and the vinyl cutter, when you're using the laser cutter and the vinyl cutter, we have different colors that help the machines understand what you're trying to get the machine to do. When using the vinyl cutter, you must put everything in black. So if I wanted these two shapes, I fully select them. I put them, my line color, in black. So we just go down to the custom colors down the bottom there. We make our lines fine. And as well as that, we also make sure there's no fill. There needs to be no fill. So if I was using the vinyl cutter, and actually the lines need to be, the type of line actually needs to be a solid line. So we'll go back in and choose that up the top. So you can see there that we've got our proper line. So that's the general idea. If you want to use vinyl, that's how you should have your document set up, just very fine, thin black lines, no fills. For the laser cutter, if you want something to cut all the way through, you set your line color to red, It doesn't matter if it's fine or thick, but that custom red color, the machine, the laser cutter knows that you want it to go all the way through the material you place down on the laser cutter bed. Now if you do black, it does what we call a raster, and it actually engraves for us that circle. Now at the moment it's only going to engrave the outline of the circle. If I go into my fill like I did before and I make it black and press apply, okay, it actually, I think I need to select my object first, so we'll do that again. And what it does is it actually makes it engrave the entire thing. So you can have a look here. We now go, we've got our fill color, we go to solid, we apply that, we hit OK. So at the moment the laser cutter is knowing whatever material I place there, I want that whole circle, that black circle, and the laser goes left to right, left to right, left to right as it moves over it and engraves that in. Now blue is the only other color you use, and if we just back step by making sure that there's no fill, I'll explain what blue does. Blue and black are very similar. They're used for engraving. So red cuts all the way through, black engraves, blue also engraves, but it engraves in a different way. At the moment, this black, even though it's unfilled, the laser cutter will move all the way across left and right, left and right, left and right, and move its way down very slowly over this circle that needs to be engraved. The best thing about the blue color, so when we go to our fill color, sorry, not our fill color, our stroke color, our line color, and we go to blue, and we select our object again, and we go to our line color and we select blue, what it does is it speeds up the process. So now if the laser cutter saw this, it would go and follow that triangle shape, cut it out straight away, and then it would actually follow and engrave this outline of the blue circle, but it would follow my mouse. So it wouldn't take 5 or 10 minutes going left, right, and just doing little bits at a time as it passes by. It actually draws around the circle. So remember, if you're doing things, do them in blue if you can, if it's just an outline, because it means the laser cutter follows it and it makes it heaps quicker, and it means you get your projects out in a quicker time as well. So that's a little bit about the line, how to use the color, how to use the stroke, how to use the fills, and also what colors and what strokes are appropriate for each of the machines here at Northern Beaches. So close this tutorial and move on to the next one.